Can also hear some noise in the background now. Mumbai crowd now starting to get behind the Indians. Well played. Maybe he'll get 3 for it. He's a quick runner between wicket, but SS Das was also quick enough. So just a couple of runs for Chandapal. 106 for 5.
Has had very limited opportunities at the highest level, Ryan Hines, but hasn't done too badly each time he has been included in the final 11. Played against Pakistan in Sharjah, year 2001. Impressed.
Couple of batsmen dismissed, in fact 3 batsmen dismissed in the 20s. Sarwan Dillon and Carl Hooper falling in the 20s. Gale and Hines didn't last long, so they need the big innings, and who better than Chandapal to provide it.
Wouldn't have played against Anil Kumble on too many occasions, Ryan Hines, but he should have been watching from the pavilion, should know that he should be playing Kumble almost like a medium pacer, ball drifting away from left-handers. If it spins back, that will be very occasionally.
Versus Pakistan, 128 runs, which included 150, which was the best score for him, 62. So in his 3rd game, hasn't played on Indian pitches before, and this is the best it can get. Anil Kumble on a turning pitch. The appeal doesn't sound convincing enough. Parthiv Patel thought there was something in it. Anil Kumble just joined in later.
Normally you find the wicketkeeper supporting the bowler. This time it's the bowler supporting the wicketkeeper. Nothing there. He's only 17 years old. His eyes aren't fully attuned yet.
He heard something, Parthiv Patel. The ball had missed the bat by quite a bit. Yes, Hines hasn't played Anil Kumble too often before.
Again playing in the wrong direction, again looking to play towards the onside, again looking to play as if it's a leg spinner to a right-hander coming into the left-hander. Not that direction, Mr. Hines.
And more so because Anil Kumble is not looking to bowl those leg spinners too much. He's quite happy bowling the top spinners and the wrong ones. There again. This time he went onto the back foot and allowed the ball to come.
This will be a very good learning experience for Ryan Hines. Against Pakistan, when he did play those 2 test matches, he seemed to learn quite quickly, seemed to be able to adjust his game to the situation. Seems to be a quick learner, and he needs to learn very quickly here in this test.
Just experimenting perhaps Anil Kumble, but it will give some important runs to Ryan Hines. In fact, he's off the mark with a boundary, and that will do wonders to him. 110 for 5.
Worldwide airfares at incredibly low prices from Southall Travel. Fly to the USA, Canada, Africa, Australia, Sri Lanka, Far East, We specialize in India and Pakistan and offer a money-back guarantee for India and Pakistan. If you find a cheaper flight on the same carrier within 24 hours of making a booking, we will refund the difference or your money back. Call 24 hours a day on 0870 900 3000 for a cheaper way to fly.
Exactly 50 overs gone. It's been slow progress for West Indies. It's been a bit of a grind. 5 wickets lost in the process to get to that score of 110. Zahir Khan over the wicket. And they now also have a fielder for Chandapal on the leg side, deep. And to tell you more about it, it's going to be Maninder Singh and Ravi Shastri.
Thank you, Sanjay. This is a good aggressive burst from Zahir Khan. One thing you've got to give it to him is he's a trier. This is a slow track, an easy pace track, but he's going to bend his back. And I think where he's come along nicely over the last 12 months is the way he varies his pace and can surprise you with some good short deliveries.
Yes, he's really improved leaps and bounds, Zahir Khan. And I tell you what, I will give a lot of credit to Adrian Leroux, the Indian team's trainer. He's been training these boys. Now, Zahir Khan had put on a bit of weight. He's lost it, so it looks better in his run-up. The rhythm is better. And he's been able to bend his back more than ever before. John Wright, the coach, will be a happy man.
That's money. I think he's done wonders with this whole team. Just look at the fitness of this whole side now as compared to what it was about 8 months ago. And that man is instrumental. He's the man Maninder Singh was talking about, Adrian Leroux from South Africa. And just the fact that these fast bowlers aren't breaking ground is a clear tribute to the way he's taken them through their paces, make them fitter, made them stronger.
Yes, Ravi, the foreign coach, the trainer and the physio, they've made a lot of difference to this team. I can tell you that. The boys look much more fitter. It's talking about Zahir Khan, he's lost a bit of weight. Virendra Sehwag, Sachin Tendulkar. They are the two cricketers who I thought were a little bulky. They've lost a bit of weight, look much more fitter. Well, he's got fit because he's been umpiring in the subcontinent lately. So he's lost a bit of weight.
So I think both umpires will be happy for the moment that there are two left-handers out there in the centre, not a left-hand, right-hand combination. But you've got to watch umpire Shepherd when the score is 111. It's not 111 anymore. 4 more added to the score. Very lucky. It could have so easily gone back onto the stumps.
That's very good stuff from Zahir Khan. He's varying his pace. He's moving the ball into the left-handers, moving it away from them. But this one was coming into the left-hander inside edge. Very lucky there. But we've seen very good cricket from the Indians in the past 6 months or so. And the reason we were talking about fitness level is good. Coach is looking after the boys well.
115 for 5.
It's very good stuff from Zahir Khan. He's gone for 30 runs off his 11 overs, but he's got 2 wickets. Now everybody thought that Indian spinners would get all the wickets on this surface in Mumbai. But Zahir Khan has really bowled brilliantly.
So just the 4 specialist bowlers used. Good effort by Zahir. 11 overs, 2 for 30. Anil Kumble now coming around the wicket to Shivnarayan Chandrapal. He's picked up a wicket as well. Chandrapal will be disappointed. The opportunity was there to get the boundary.
Yes, and Anil Kumble doesn't give you many opportunities like that to grab. It was a very short delivery. The front shoulder dropping a little earlier than Anil Kumble would have liked it to. But he's been very impressive, Anil Kumble. In the middle, it seemed as if he had lost his way, he had lost his rhythm, but he's looking in very good touch. Anil Kumble bowling with a fabulous rhythm. He's been bowling for a long time, so the fingers do get tired. But he's putting in a lot of effort. Anil Kumble bowled 3 overs in his first spell. That was yesterday. Gave away only 5 runs. Second spell, he bowled 11 overs for 23 runs and a wicket. In his third spell, he's only gone for 8. And he's in his 5th over. Flighting the ball this time, trying to pitch it in the rough. That is what he should be trying to do to the left-handers. Just bowl a little slow and try and pitch it in the rough so that they go for a drive against him, against the spin.
Such an easy pace track. That moment you drop it even fractionally short, the batsman has enough time to work it away on the onside. See, Anil Kumble, he's not allowed any of the batsmen to get away. Mohammad Dillon hit him for 6. A big one down the ground. He added 11 runs. Otherwise, he's been accurate.
That's brilliant bowling. He's been mixing his deliveries pretty well, wearing them with a lot of mind into them. That was a googly pitched on the right spot. Hines had no idea about it. But this is where Anil Kumble has got to have a lot of patience.
Now you see the 86.4, that's the wrong one that comes out. Comes out a lot slower. It gives him bounce. And another one. He's not picking it, Ryan Hines. 116 for 5.
Virendra Sehwag on your screens. He can also roll his arm over. Saw him bowl brilliantly during the ICC Champions Trophy recently completed in Sri Lanka. Tell you what, there is a little bit of help for the spinners in this track if you throw the ball up in the air, and that is what Virendra Sehwag does. So you never know. If you have a long partnership, you might see him bowl a few overs.
Zahir Khan continuing.
This is the best period for the batsman to score runs because the pitch is the easiest to bat on between lunch and tea time. Now he's not tense there, that's the habit that he has. So I'm sure the West Indian batsmen won't have much problem facing the Indian bowlers between the lunch and the tea time, those 2 hours. The ball's also gone a little older. This is the 53rd over. on the leg stump. Wristed it away to fine leg for a single. Chandrapal, a very patient cricketer. A very good move to get Adrian Leroux to look after the Indian team's fitness, train the boys. And there he is. Really see him work hard with the boys in the morning and after the game as well. In front of him is Ram Babu Gupta, one of the former umpires from India. Did a good job for India, Ram Babu Gupta.
That's worked away on the onside. There is a fine leg and Srinath will cut it off. You can see what Zahir Khan is trying. He's constantly planning and plotting. And he mixes up with his Yorkers with some good short deliveries.
Yes, Ravi, and he's getting the reverse swing as well. Only the line is not right at the moment. He's got to bring it from outside the off stump. The ball starts moving from the off stump. So what happens in the process? It goes towards the leg stump. Now that ball has to come from outside the off stump. It'll be more effective. That's good fielding from Srinath there.
Now that last delivery, a slower one, but otherwise he has a very good wrist action, Zahir Khan. If you watch the seam coming out, most of the time it's bowled to upright, as a result of which he gets some late movement. He has the ability to reverse swing as well. Now that's the slower delivery. But if you see most of his deliveries bowled seam up, he's got a very good wrist action. You can see the difference in pace there. That's close, the finger goes up. There was no doubt about that. With Ryan Hines looking to play across, the leg before was always on the cards. Zahir Khan strikes again.
Well, he's thinking well as well. So that is what fitness does to you. If you're fit bodily, you're fit mentally as well. That was a very good line, bringing it from outside the off stump. This is the line I was talking about. That is exactly where he should be pitching the ball. Right in front. No doubt in the umpire's mind. 119 for 6, West Indies.
Oh, Markham.
Left-hander, so you've got to be careful. Another productive over, 119 for 6. Well, absolutely no doubt about that. That would have knocked the middle and leg pole out of the ground. Ryan Hines, the last man to be dismissed.
Brilliant spell from Zahir Khan. Tell you, Indians have been playing brilliant cricket for the past 6 to 8 months. West Indies still need 139 more runs to avoid the follow-on, with just 4 wickets in hand. Zahir Khan, very impressive. A fitter man, bowling with a better rhythm and thinking as well. The previous 2 deliveries were going down the leg side. This time bringing it from outside the off stump. A very happy man, because this is a dead track and he's got 3 wickets on it so far. seem to be peaking at the right time, the Indians. The World Cup is in 2003. Look like a solid unit, this. And I'll give a lot of credit to Sourav Ganguly. He really backs his players, which is very important for any player. If your captain is backing you, you get the confidence that you require, especially at this level.
Yes, and I think he's improving all the time. He's much quicker on the uptake. The fact that India played really well in the last 6 months has done his confidence a world of good, and the fact that he's got runs himself, I think that makes the biggest difference. It allows you to lead from the front. That's a good shot. That's very well played by Chandrapal.
That's very well fielded by Sanjay Bangar as well. This is what I was talking about, the Indians, they throw themselves around, try and save whatever they can. There he's for sure saved at least 1 run, the birthday boy. It's 30 today.
Again, good placement. Another couple added to the score.
Sanjay Bangar has been very impressive. Whatever cricket he's played at international level, it's his birthday today. He turns 30.
He's a very committed cricketer. One, two, three for 6.
तुम अपनी पसंद का खाना खाओ मैं
123 for 6. Zahir Khan will continue.
I was talking about Sourav Ganguly, Ravi, he backs his players. Tell you what, he backs his decisions as well, because everybody in the morning thought that India would start with 2 fast bowlers from both ends. Some even thought that it would be spinners from one end and fast bowlers from the others, but he thought otherwise. He had spinners bowling from both the ends in the morning, and then he brought on his fast bowlers later. 27 matches as captain, he's won 11. Lost 8, drawn 8. 3 away from Mohammad Azharuddin, one of the most successful captains of India. And the way he's going, I'm sure he's going to break that.
Oh, no doubt about it. And the big difference is he's won Test for India overseas. And he's out there with a young side.
Yes, Ravi, we're talking about the age of the Indian cricketers. They are pretty young. I think there are only 2 cricketers above 30. The others are all under 30.
That's beautifully bowled. That is tremendous bowling by Zahir Khan. Great change in pace. A very good catch by the Indian captain. And West Indies looking down the hole here. 123 for 7.
That's brilliant bowling from Zahir Khan. That's exactly what we've been talking about. He's thinking well. That was a slower delivery ball into the rough. Jacob's gone for a duck. 123 for 7, West Indies.
.123 for 7. Nagamotu, another left-hander, comes out to the middle. He's no mug with the bat. He's going to career best of 68. And he's up against a bowler who's rampant at the moment. 4 for 33 are the figures for Zahir. And he's got his tail up, there's no doubt about it. He's bending his back, mixing his pace up, mixing his length too. This was a lovely piece of bowling. Ridley Jacobs was literally 2 minutes too early into the shot. And a very, very good catch by Sourav Ganguly. You can see a puff of dust as that ball pitched. So that doesn't augur well for the West Indies, but Ganguly's done well there. It's so easy to be deceived when the ball's just coming slowly at you.
Very happy man there, Zahir Khan. He should be, because there's not much help from the surface. What a spell this has been. 5.4 overs, 18 runs, 3 wickets.
One just gets the feeling every time he's running in, there's a chance of him picking up a wicket, no matter who the batsman is. The aggression is there, he's getting some movement.
Good variations he's used. That was a slower delivery, pitched into the rough. Now Ridley Jacobs is a batsman who loves to get on with the game, whatever the situation. Wanted to get after this one, but couldn't control it. And a very good catch completed by the Indian captain. Very rarely see him dive, but that can happen if you're fit. And he looks a much fitter cricketer, Sourav Ganguly.
Another slower delivery to end the over. Excellent piece of bowling. 123 for 7.
Zahir Khan deserves the claps that he got after the over. He's put India in a very strong position. He's bowled 13 overs so far, 4 maidens, 33 runs and 4 wickets.
.123 for 7. West Indies losing wickets at regular intervals since lunch. Zahir Khan, the man who's done all the damage. Well, a bowling change now. Harbhajan Singh being brought back into the attack. There's a change in the commentary box as well. Ian Bishop has been joined by Arun Lal.
Thank you very much, Ravi. Important spell now for Harbhajan Singh. Taking over from Anil Kumble. But Shivnarine Chanderpaul still there, unbothered, unflustered. Pretty much the way he goes about his batting. And the West Indies in deep trouble. India have performed well. Arun Lal, Zahir Khan in particular. 4 wickets. Hasn't gotten a 5-wicket haul in Test match cricket just yet. Best of 4 for 76. That was against Sri Lanka in Kandy.
Indeed, the Indians have done fabulously today. There has been intent. There has been great intent shown in their effort today on the field. They've been very focused. They have come in with a plan. They started with 2 spinners this morning. But it was Zahir, like you said, who's really performed extremely well, and this is an opportunity to get the 5-wicket haul that he so wants on his CV, so to speak. 4 for 76 against Sri Lanka at Kandy, his best. 4 for 79 was the West Indies at Kingston, also there. And now he has 4 for 33, so this is his best performance so far.
Loud appeal. You can never tell sometimes with umpire De Silva, because it takes a pretty long time to give a decision. And the batsman would have been holding his breath.
Really, and there must be a rule against that, because the batsman has to wait for eternity sometimes. Really, pitching outside leg stump there, no doubt about that one. Although he was padding up, but the rule suggests that you can't be LBW.
Good shot with the turn from Chandapol. Yes, you're right. The batsman should not be given out once the ball pitches outside leg stump. But we saw one of those dismissals go against Sourav Ganguly yesterday when Cameron Coffey was bowling. And it often happens, the umpires don't have that tram line, that mat that we can get on our television screens, and they have a fraction of a second to make that judgment, almost an impossible judgment on occasions. Not a particularly good delivery to end the over. 124 for 7.
Worldwide airfares at incredibly low prices.
Zahir Khan once again.
I just heard our scorer Dinar Gupte tell us that this is his 7th over. It's probably the longest spell bowled by a fast bowler in this test match. He's into his 7th over and his 3rd spell after lunch. Now that's something, a little indication of the conditions that have been a lot easier today, as also the fact that if you see in that wickets column, he's got 3 wickets. Now that can be the best figure that can spur you on. You don't feel the conditions, but both contributing to this long spell. He would be very, very desperate to get onto that 5th wicket. These are the 4 wickets that Zahir Khan has got in this. This was yesterday. This was Gale. That was a relatively quick decision by umpire De Silva. And then the prize wicket of Hooper, pulling it right down that fielder's throat. Another LBW coming in. And this terrific delivery, that change of pace, which totally deceived Ridley Jacobs. It's been very, very effective in this spell. 3 wickets, and the West Indies really staring down the wrong end of the barrel. He's getting a terrific amount of reverse swing, and he's utilizing it well. Also getting in variations, firing in a Yorker occasionally. Every over he's got this slower one, well disguised, not letting the batsman settle at all.
Mahendra Nagamutu is the man in the firing line. Very aggressive type of player, but called to play a different role now, because he has Shivnarine Chandapol at the other end, who is anchoring the innings on 36. So his job is to stay there as long as possible with Chandapol and try to forge some type of partnership. 133 runs needed by the West Indies to avoid the follow-on, and they'll still be harbouring hopes of that. He's got a half-century in Test cricket, Mahendra Nagamutu, but for the moment, Sourav Ganguly and his men firmly in charge, no doubt about that whatsoever. That in-swing once again. He's got 4 fielders on the onside. He's got a man at that bat pad position, and he's also got this man here at mid-on, man just behind square, the bat pad, and if for good measure, fine leg. So there is no doubt that most of these deliveries will once again be slanting in towards the stump. Once he starts it, maybe 6 inches to a foot outside off stump, it should be on target. Good change of pace once again. Brilliant variation and bowling, and that is very ordinary fielding. A single should not have been there. In the end, it's gotten 126 for 7.
Sourav Ganguly pretty satisfied with proceedings at the moment. He's handled or marshaled his resources very well. Came out with a plan, not allowing the West Indies to get settled in with medium pace. Used his spinners, and immediately on to plan B when things were not going according to plan, according to expectations. And Zahir Khan has really delivered the goods for him.
This is the problem now for Mahindra Nagamutu. There is some turn and some bounce, and he's got a tremendous amount of company around him. Slip in a gully. Silly mid off, silly mid on. And this is when the Indian bowlers are ideally at their best, when they can afford to have all these guys around the bat. It puts so much pressure psychologically, and I suppose physical intimidation on the batsman as well, because he's intimidated by the crowd around him.
Exactly, and those fielders very close in at silly point and short leg really are the ones that create all the pressure. Even if the ball is not turning, these bowlers, both Harbhajan and Anil Kumble, are so tight in their line and length, and they're also getting a lot of overspin so that the ball bounces a lot more. Especially with Harbhajan flighting the ball and getting that overspin, it's the bounce that does the batsman in invariably. Change in the angle now, coming from round the wicket, angling the ball into the batsman.
And what that does is that, for me, I like to see the off spin around the wicket because it brings the LBW into play with the arm ball and everything. I've always found that it's difficult to gain that LBW decision against the left-hander from over the wicket. This way, you bring everything into play now. Sourav Ganguly is just having a word, and I hope he's not telling him to go over the wicket.
I agree with you, Ian, but these days off-spinners are also taking the ball away from the right-handers. So that mystery ball that a lot of them have, Harbhajan included, Saklan for Pakistan, Murli for Sri Lanka, they can get the ball to angle away in the air and then straighten into the bat like a leg spinner almost.
A lot of umpires are not inclined to give it though, especially if it's foolish. I saw this happen with Harbhajan in Sri Lanka. He bowled one of those to a left-hander, and for my money it was going on to hit the stumps, and was given not out by the umpire. Well played. Good watchful cricket from Nagamutu. 126 for 7.
Over 650 runs. Glorious centuries from Marcus Trescothick and Nasser Hussain. The dazzle.
If you're a West Indian supporter, you want to blink a couple of times before you look at this. 126 for 7 after India had scored 457. And if you're an Indian supporter, then you're very, very happy. No one getting into the 30 mark area apart from Chanderpaul. 4 wickets to Zahir Khan, so he has prospered on a very slow track, but he's gone off the field now. That 7th over was enough for Zahir. 7-over spell after lunch. By far the longest of any spell ball by seamers. Srinath, who got the wicket of Mervyn Dillon earlier this morning. Good fielding from Anil Kumble.
Very good fielding. He too had a pretty decent spell of bowling, Anil Kumble. A lot of variations. So he's a specialist gully fielder. That's where he likes to be, and he's pretty effective there. I thought the West Indians were far too defensive against the bowlers to begin with today. They allowed them to settle into line and length. I think they were pretty aware, or already a bit intimidated by the 2 wickets that they had lost overnight. And they really allowed the Indian bowling to get on top. It's always best to stick to your natural game plan and your natural tendencies, play your game freely. That's when you have some chance of pushing the pressure back onto the bowlers.
Let me concur with that. You look at the way Virender Sehwag plays. Obviously a naturally attacking player, but he puts so much pressure on the West Indian bowlers. And there he is. Marvellous innings. He backs himself to play his natural game almost 99% of the time. And he leaves the grafting up to Rahul Dravid, Sanjay Banga. And I think the West Indies, by comparison, have a few stroke players of their own. And the grafting should ideally be left to this man. He's very good at it. Extremely good, extremely focused, blinkered. And this morning, we saw the West Indian batsman, as you said, Ramir Sarwan, start slowly get out. He's a good lever of the ball, Chandapal. We saw Hooper try to explode, and he did it for a while, and Dillon played a few shots. And let's also give credit to some of the Indian bowlers as well. But Chandapal has been rock solid, doing what he does best. 3 fours in the innings, but it's taken him a long time. Nothing is wrong with that. This is not one-day cricket. 112 balls to get to where he is. But that's his game, and what he needed were people to play around him, the stroke players. But he marches on. Maiden over, 126 for 7. He'll be pretty pleased, very relaxed, almost a little smile on his face, because he's manoeuvred his bowlers very well, and I think what is most important is that they've supported him, they've done the job, pacers and spinners.
He's even got a nice new shirt on. Just Collins and Cuffy to follow. A huge responsibility. Chandrapal on 36, holding fort. A huge responsibility on him now. He's got to maybe even farm the strike if possible. Try and extend this West Indian innings. And for the time being, Nagamutu giving him support.
I think you'll see Mahendra Nagamutu attempt to play a few shots sooner rather than later. Once he gets a grip of the pace and bounce and turn of this pitch. As much as time is important, he's also got to try to get a few of those men around the bat away.
He opens that front foot when he plays that defensive shot perfectly to play the off spinner, especially the types like Harbhajan Singh who can get the ball to come in, the mystery ball. The toe pointing pretty open, so he can adjust to the ball that comes in at the last minute, even if he doesn't read it in the air or off his hand.
Adjustment in the field and back over the wicket. and immediately turn. This is what happens, Arun, when the batsman has just not come to terms with things just yet. Nothing is wrong with that, but the bowler gets into a rhythm. Of course, no attacking shots are being played, so he can just concentrate on trying to get his variety into a specific area.
Like you said, that's the top spinner. He's trying all that he knows. And really, once you start going after the bowling, and the bowler has to think twice before he attempts any of these. He's more intent on line and length and getting a hold on proceedings. This is that one that goes straight, and look at the bounce he achieved there. Well managed in the end by Nagamutu.
Another maiden over, 126 for 7.
Oh, माँ काम के बाद लड़के
127, the lowest score the West Indies managed against India at Delhi in 1987. And Ian, not many people know that in that Delhi test, the Indians were shot out for 75 before the West Indies got out for 127.
Right, well, I'm sure we'll have a few West Indian fans who will be very much more happier at the moment. Good to see Arun Lal. That's good news. So they're now level with that lowest score, which was achieved back in 1987. Is bowled straight. They haven't had a slip catch in this entire match up to now. That's how slow this pitch is. And if the pitch is slow, then this is the way to bowl. A little bit of reverse swing. You can see the shiny side heading in towards the stumps. But if the batsman misses, the bowler has got to hit on this type of surface. I'm not too sure too many away swingers will be very effective unless it goes to the keeper. Certainly there is not enough pace in this pitch for the slips to come into play, and the slips are very close, mind you. Look at how close they're standing to the batsman. And there just is not enough purchase and pace out of this pitch for those